in this video we are going to see pipelined protocols. Yes, what is pipelining? The sender allows multiple packets through the communication medium yet to be acknowledged packets, then it is pipelining. So in the previous cases we have seen that one packet will be sent. For that the acknowledgement should be received, then only the next packet will be sent. So that is not pipelining, that is sequential protocols. But in this pipelined protocols we can send multiple packets at a time and we can wait for the set of acknowledgements. Once the acknowledgements are received for all the packets, the next group of packets can be sent. This is called pipelining. So range of sequence numbers must be increased. There we saw we can send only one data with two datas with sequence numbers 0 and 1. In RDT 1.1, 2.0, 2.0, 2.1 and all, we can send maximum two datas at a time with the sequence number 0 and 1. Whereas in the pipelined protocols we can send number of datas. So every sequence, the sequence number of all the data will start from 0 to n. Buffering at the sender or the receiver, and the receiver also is possible, but buffering is possible at the sender side as well as the receiver side. So if they ask you to explain the pipelined protocols, you have to explain about two protocols. One is go back N and the other one is selective repeat protocol. Okay. As I said, these are the pipelining protocols. One is go back N and the other one is selective repeat. So in go back N, what happens? So sender sends up to n unacknowledged packets. It can send up to n packets without getting the acknowledgements. Okay, so it can send maximum n number of packets without acknowledgement. So once all the n packets has been sent, it will wait for the acknowledgement for all the n packets. Once it gets the acknowledgement for all the n packets, next it will move to the next set of n packets. Then receiver. What happens at the receiver in go back N? Yes, receiver only sends cumulative acknowledgement, doesn't acknowledge packet if there is a gap. Yes, if some gap is there, so it is a, see, 5 packets, n is equal to 5, let us assume. Okay, so the sender will send all the n packets one by one, and what happens at the receiver, it will acknowledge cumulatively for all the 5 packets. If the third packet is not received by the receiver, then it doesn't acknowledge if there is a gap. That is, third packet is not received, but fourth and fifth packet is received. It will not acknowledge for the fourth and the fifth packet because it is expecting the third packet, but it is lost during transmission. So it will not acknowledge for the fourth and the fifth packet. So what happens at the sender? Once after third packet, fourth packet, it had actually, sender had sent third, fourth, fifth, but the third packet is lost. Fourth packet is received by the receiver, fifth packet is also received by the receiver, but the receiver will not acknowledge for fourth and the fifth packet. Why? Because it is expecting the third packet. So what happens? After the timeout happens for the packet 3, the sender will send all the 3 packets, that is packet 3, packet 4 and the packet 5. This is about go back N. So it retransmits all the packets from 3, 4 and 5 since all the 3 packets are unacknowledged. Clear? This is what happens at go back N. In selective repeat, what happens? Senders can send up to n unacknowledged packets in a pipeline as usual, but receiver acknowledges individual packets. So for every pack, if the sender sends packet 0, immediately acknowledgement 1, packet 2, acknowledgement 2, packet 3, acknowledgement 3. Okay, as I said in the previous case, if the packet 3 is lost during the communication, then what will happen in the selective repeat protocol is, if actually the receiver is expecting packet 3 but it is lost during communication, so what happens? it also gets the packet 4 and the packet 5. The receiver will acknowledge for packet 4 and packet 5. Once the timeout happens at the sender for the packet 3, it will resend only the packet 3. Whereas in go back N, it was resending, the sender was resending packet 3, 4 and 5. And the receiver was discarding packet 4 and 5 since it didn't get the packet 3. That's what happened in go back N. Whereas in the selective repeat, the receiver will accept packet 4 and packet 5 even if the packet 3 is lost. And once the timeout happens, only the packet 3 will be sent by the sender in the selective repeat. This is what the difference between go back N and the selective repeat. Yes, see, go back N is explained in detail here. So this is the window. The green color indicates acknowledged packets, already acknowledged packets. Window size, what is window size here is, so if I can send 15 packets at a time, my window size is 15. If I can send 4 packets at a time, my window size is 4. Clear? So if my window size is n, that is here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So my window size is here we'll assume that 15. So 0 to 14 it will be there. So send base. So the first packet is called a base number. Okay. Then whatever is mentioned in the yellow color is nothing but sent. These are the sent packets but not yet acknowledged. And the blue color is usable, not yet sent. It is ready to be sent. Blue color packets are ready to be sent. So the next sequence number indicates that is the packet waiting in the queue for the data to be sent. Base is, send base is from 0 to, how many packets are in yellow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 packets. So 8 packets have been sent, but it didn't get the acknowledgement. So 0, from packet 0 to 8 are unacknowledged packets. From packet 9 it has to be sent now. Totally I can send only 15 packets at a time. So that is why window size is n. Once I get the acknowledgement for all the 15 packets, then only I will move my window to the next 15 packets. This is how go back N works. Then acknowledges all packets up to including sequence number n minus cumulative acknowledgement. May receive duplicate acknowledgements. Time for each in-flight packet. Yes, timer is set. So we can come to know if the acknowledgement is not received. Go back N, this is explained with the FSM, that is finite state machine. See here, RDT initially what happens, it is set as base is equal to 1, next sequence number is equal to 1. See here, base is equal to 1. When I am starting the data transmission, my base and the next packet to be sent will be same. Yes or no? My packet size is 15. I have 15 packets to be sent. Initially all the 15 packets will be in blue color. Would have been in blue color. So what would be my base number? Send base number, it would be 0. And the next sequence number also would be either 0 or 1. Anything we can initiate. So this next sequence number and the base will be at the same place. That is why base is equal to 1 and next sequence number is equal to 1. So, okay. Then RDT of send of data. So once the data is sent, what happens? If next sequence number is less than base plus 1 n. If next sequence number is less than base plus n. Nothing but, see here, if the next sequence number, this pointer next sequence number is less than the window size, then only you have to start the steps. What are those steps? The next sequence number is greater than 15, then we cannot, because our window size is 15. That is why it is said as should be less than base plus n. Then send packet of next sequence number is equal to make packet of next sequence number comma data comma checksum. So which packet I have to send? So the next pack. See here, which packet I can send, whatever is in blue, that should be sent. That is why I'm creating the packet with the next sequence number, that is here 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So packet 9 should be sent now. Okay, that's why the next sequence number will be 9 here. Send packet of 9 is equal to make packet of 9 comma data comma checksum. Checksum, as you know, it is for the error detection and the correction. Next, UDT of send packet of next sequence. Now what I am doing, I am sending the packet 9. After sending the packet 9, what I have to do, the packet 9 will be in yellow color because I have sent it. I am waiting for the acknowledgement for the packet 9. So now the packet 9 will be in yellow color, and I should increment the next sequence number as the 10th packet. Okay, that is why here it is said next sequence number plus plus. It should be incremented, right? See here, next sequence number plus plus, and base is equal to next. See the next statement. If base is equal to next sequence number, then what does it mean? It got the acknowledgement for all the packets whichever was waiting. See, if base, when the base and the next sequence number will be same, if it got the acknowledgement for all the packets, then it would be same. Base and the next sequence number would be same. So if base is equal to next sequence number, then start the timer and increment the next sequence number plus plus next, and it will be in the wait state, okay, until it gets the acknowledgement. Next, so what happens if the timeout, I am sending the packet 9 and timeout happens? What will happen? Then start the timer, UDT of send packet of base, and so again I have to send all the packets from the packet 0 sequence, packet 1 with the sequence number 0 to n. Okay, that is why UDT of send packet base, send packet of base plus 1, base plus 2, like that it goes. Clear? If I am not getting the acknowledgement for any packet, that is, if I am not getting the acknowledgement for packet 3, then I have to send packet 4, packet 5 till the yellow color is there. See, I have sent my window size is 15, but I have sent only 5 packets here. As per this diagram, I have sent 8 packets. So if we assume the third packet is lost, and I'm also simultaneously I have sent 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but third packet is lost, then what will happen? I'm waiting for the acknowledgement for the packet 3, but I didn't get, means what I should do, I will resend all the packets from 3 to 8. That is 3, packet 4, packet 5, packet 6, packet 7 and the packet 8. That's what happens here. If the timeout happens, so I have to send all the packets starting from the packet number for which I have not got the acknowledgement. Next, RDT of receive. If you see this, yes, if you see this part, RDT of receive packet and UDT of send packets of next sequence number -1 not corrupted, base is equal to get acknowledged. One second. Base is equal to get acknowledgement of received packet plus 1. UDT send packet of next sequence number -1 and not corrupted. It is not corrupted and it got the acknowledgement properly. Then what it should do? It has to go for the next data transmission. Base is equal to get acknowledgement number of received packet plus 1. So for how many ever packets it is getting, so that should be incremented. That is why plus 1. So if I get the packet acknowledgement for packet 0, then base will be incremented from the packet 0 to packet 1. See here, yeah, in this diagram, if I get the acknowledgement for packet 0 for the first packet, then it should be turned to green and I will move the base to the second packet. If I get the acknowledgement for the second packet, then it will be changing the color to green and I will increment the pointer to this third packet. If I get the acknowledgement for this, then I will increment the base to here. So like that it will move. Clear? When the next sequence number and the base are same, then I will come to know that for all the packets I got the acknowledgement. If both the base and the next sequence number comes to this point, that is 15th packet, all the 15 packets have been acknowledged properly, whichever has been sent, then I will move my window to this next 15 packets. I will move my window to the next 15 packets, and all these packets will be in green color. That is why here base is equal to get acknowledgement number of received packet plus 1. If base is equal to next sequence number, as I said, stop the timer. If I am not getting the acknowledgement, else start the timer. This is how it works. RDT of received packet, but it is corrupted. Actually, the receiver got the packets, but it is corrupted, means no action will be taken. No action will be taken, because once the timer gets over, timer stops or timer gets over, expires, then it will restart the packets for which it has not received the data successfully or acknowledgement successfully. Clear? This is how go back N works. This is the FSM of the receiver. So what is said here? Same. So it is getting the packet, that is RDT, receive of receive packet. One second. RDT, receive of receive packet. See here, and not corrupted, and has sequence number of received packet comma expected sequence number. As I said, packet 0 has been received, packet 1 is received, 2 is received, but is expecting packet 3. So expected sequence number is packet 3, but packet 3 is lost. What will happen? So it will create the packet, and see, send packet is equal to make packet of which packet it is expecting. It is expecting packet number 3 comma acknowledgement comma checksum. UDT of send packet, expected is sequence number plus plus. So if it gets the data properly, it will deliver the data, the same data, and it will increment the expected sequence number. So after receiving packet 1, it will acknowledge to the receiver, and it will deliver the data to the application layer. That is, receiver will deliver the data to the application layer, and the expected sequence number will be incremented. That is, if it receives packet 1 successfully, then expected sequence number will be incremented to packet 2. So it is waiting for the packet 2, and it gets the packet 2 successfully. Then what it should do, it will send the acknowledgement for the packet 2, and it will deliver the data. That is, packet 2 will be delivered to the upper layer, application layer. Then what will be the expected sequence number now? It is packet 3. So like this it will be incremented. Next, yes. So if it doesn't resist, it will give that is corrupted. Then for the corrupted data, no action will be taken by the sender, and once the timer gets over, it will resend all the packets. This is what happens at the receiver. So it discards if it is getting the packet whichever it is not expecting. Apart from packet 3, if go back and protocol gets packet 4 and the packet 5, it will discard the data. It will not accept the data itself. That is what is about go back in. See, this is very important diagram. Any one of these protocols will be asked in the exam. So see here, if you understand this diagram, you can write go back and very easily. See here, so send packet 0. First the sender is sending packet 0, and the receiver receives packet 0 and sends the acknowledgement 0. This is packet 1 is sent by the sender, so it is received by the receiver and it gives the acknowledgement. Okay, next, packet 2 is sent by the sender, but it is lost during transmission. So what happens? It will not the sender is sending packet 3 as well as the packet 4, but since the receiver is expecting for the packet 3, it will not accept packet 3, packet 4, packet 5 and all. Simply it discards, it rejects the subsequent packets. Okay, So once the packet 2 acknowledgement is not received within the timeout period, the sender will come to know that packet 2 has not been received by the receiver successfully. So it resends the packet, like packet 2, packet 3, packet 4 and packet 5 once again. This is what happens in the go back N. So until the receiver gets the expected packet, it will not accept the other packets, subsequent packets. And once the timeout happens for the sent packet, the sender will resend all the packets from the last packet to all the other remaining packets which has been already sent. This is what happens in go back N.